Hey, what's going on, y'all? Y'all know what it is. We got the real versus fake, Nike versus PK, authentic versus foo-foo, unauthorized, fake, replica, whatever you guys want to call it. So as we move forward here, you can already see the box size differences. This is a size 12. The orange on the top of the retail is a bit darker than the replica, but that could vary even on retail from box to box. Let's keep it real with each other. On the retail up top, you saw there me pointing. The yellow is a bit brighter on the retail and a little bit darker on the rep $64.99 sale tag there. Can that fluctuate? Maybe. I'll be honest. I don't know if they can manage hundreds of thousands of those sales stickers, but we'll keep it moving here. We're going to blacklight the foo-foo right now, and we do have a glossy label as the retail does. However, there is no RFID technology. Now looking on the Nike label, glossy of course. However, the RFID technology is under the Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG heading there. It looks like a bunch of up and down U's, as you can see. We'll call it an RFID card. There you go. So that's another way to authenticate the particular product. I don't think Nike does it on every single label, but they've been instituting it on most. The stamp on the Nike retail box is on the top left, as you see there. I don't know if that's going to vary, guys. Again, this is authentication tactics, not an end-all be-all. And you see it's across on the foo-foo. But I show it to help you guys out for those that may question what they're purchasing if you're looking to spend $500. Beautiful. Which is the retail? Which is the rep? So we already know to the top right here, the green one, or whatever this color is not a retail authentic one. Apparently Nike leaked this image, so when Across That Water made these foo-foos, they would use the wrong label as an authentication technique for you guys. So thanks Nike, but they bypassed that already, as you could see. So the retail here is on the right, the fake is on the left. If you look at the date, 8/30, what is that, 86 on there, if that's what that says, August 30th of 86, you see how much darker the bold is on the ticket versus the right ticket invoice. So yeah, and also the signature, the writing, everything's much more bolder on the fake versus the retail. Retail's a lot lighter. And again, guys, this is for authentication purposes. I don't want to hear receipts and boxes don't matter. It's what's on the toe. It matters when you're authenticating, especially if you're looking to spend $500. And to each his own at this stuff, right, guys? We need to respect everybody here. But there we go. Now let's get into the actual internal newspaper, tissue paper here. This is the authentic we're looking at. We're going to go ahead and have a look at PK's version of the actual newspaper, internal tissue paper. And what's interesting is they went darker. Earlier batches, it was a lighter black, but now it's much darker blacks, as you could see as we're comparing images to images here. You see that? PK's on the right, Nike's on the left, guys. See that? So again, is that the number one authentication method of this? Absolutely not. Again, can it vary? It probably can, retail to retail. I just want you guys to understand. And you see how much smaller the newspaper clipping is as well, due to them using smaller dimensions to ship these products out. So which is the retail? Which is the fake here, guys? Come on. Which one is it? Top is the retail, guys. If you didn't already know, now you know. Beautiful, beautiful shoe. We already know what time it is. So obviously we got the rep on the bottom, or foo-foo, or unauthorized product, whatever you want to call it. As we see here, now we can already immediately see that it's a smaller cut on the foo-foo down low. As you could see, the crackle above the panel and below, you see how much smaller it is than Nike's. The collar and all that, you can already see. So interesting. It's, again, by itself, guys, these shoes look great, but when you start comparing it to the retail, it's not that it doesn't look great, you just start seeing the differences. The swoosh is a little bigger. I mean, it's a hair bigger on the retail. The mudguard is a bit bigger on camera, that is, comparing to the retail. Now I'll say this, in person, you really got to eyeball this stuff. Some things are more apparent in person, some things aren't apparent until you put it on the camera. But yeah, shoes overscaled in certain areas on the fake below versus the retail up top. You can already see that. So just quite interesting, guys. It's just amazing how good this stuff looks on its own until you start comparing it to the retail. And it's not that it doesn't look good, you just start seeing the differences. Obviously, You can see here the cup up top. Now on the Fufu on the left, it is a darker red on the tag, and it's a little bit lighter on the retail. Also, guys, the red is darker on the Fufu, as you can see, versus the retail. It's close though. It's close. It may be lighting. It's close. But in person, the color's not exactly matched. The red is darker on this version, on PK's version, guys, of this. I'm not going to concentrate too much on the chalk outside of the actual outsole, because that's going to even vary in retail pairs. Hourglass looking better on the retail with the Widow's Peak versus the PK batch, in my opinion. But if y'all want to say that's subjective, go ahead. But overall, we're looking good. Yeah, right now I'm just playing with PK's version to see, you know, if it'll stay if I widen it up. But probably not until you start wearing this bad boy and, you know, break it in, right? So as we move further here, let's see. We're going to look at the toes now. And having a look, the crackle on the retail is a little bit more apparent. On PK's, it's a bit lighter, but there's crackle there. You can see it. Fufu on the left, guys. Retail is on the right. And here we go. Looking at the swooshes. Swooshes are close. They're close, guys. They're close. But retail, it's close, guys. You see how hard this stuff is? But looks like PK's might be a hair oversized, but it doesn't hurt anybody. But yeah, this stuff is close, guys. This stuff is close. The Wings logo is much darker embossed on the actual retail as well. I'll tell you that in person, guys. Positioning of the Wings logo on the Fufu looks correct. Here's the internal tissue paper. Fufu on left, retail on right. Color is near close, guys. Fufu's a hair darker, and that's because we have it under the microscope, under the lighting. In person, you can't tell the difference. I'm going to tell you now. Here we go, looking at it again once from up the top. Just wanted to show you the shape differencing from the boot cut and so forth, guys. You know, you do see there's definitely a difference in the build, you know. But it's still, you know, they still both in their own right look great. But PK just missed it a bit short as far as replicating it to the T. Yeah, there's some structural differences, and these are the things I talk about, guys, when I try to explain some of this. Also, they did something phenomenal. They matched the mesh on the tongue. They're both soft. It matches retail. Now we're on the left shoe here. We already know some of the differences already. We'll go over them again quickly. As you can see, like I said, the cut of PK's version is a little bit smaller on the boot. Swoosh is about right size as well. Again, this is from my eyes. Mudguard's a little bit thicker, but again, it just, in person, you can see this stuff. On camera, sometimes it hides a lot of this stuff, but you should be able to see it. But again, guys, it's tough. Midsole looks great. Both of their midsoles look great, by the way. They look near identical. I mean, we're splitting hairs at this point if we're trying to, you know, differentiate the midsoles. But like I said, structure definitely different on the above collar. Let me know in the comments what else you guys see here, okay? I'm doing this on the fly, by the way. I didn't prepare for like a week to call everything out. And ironically, the Nike Air tags on the tongue here actually match in color. So Across That Water definitely obtained a retail pair, that is for sure. They didn't just replicate this off photo, guys. But it's right there, and this is the PK version I've been telling you guys about. This is scary, because if you pull the PK version out in the street with no box by itself, talking about, hey, let me get 300, someone's giving you 300. Offer it. Let me get 350. Okay, gone. You know, just crazy. I'm just fiddling around here, looking at the materials. I noticed the tag is a hair smaller, tighter on the PK batch. That's just because of the structure of the tongue. Tongue looks to be the right length, guys. A lot of times they get the tongue length wrong, but looks like they got it right. And yeah, crackle more apparent on the toe, on the retail to the right, than it is on the left. Again, here we go, looking at the hourglass. The hourglass is better on the Fufu on this one, I have to be honest. When I say better constructed than the right shoe of the Fufu, but retail, you know, hourglass is nice as usual. Man, we're looking good here. Let's see, what else can we call out if we can. But yeah, this is tough, guys. This is tough, even having the retail there. Your retail's a little more consistent with the cut below the crackle as far as how far down. And by the way, I forgot to show it in this video, my right and left shoe of my retail pair, the distance from the collar crackle down to the leather cutoff, they're both inconsistent. And here we have it, guys. This was a quick real versus fake. Like I said, call out some extra stuff that I may not have called out in the video, and we'll leave it there. Sneaker Lover out.